Chief Army Reserve. That's the senior personnel management sergeant. So it's been fun so far.
Okay. If you can talk up and speak into your phone just a little bit more, we can hardly hear you, and I really want everyone to get a chance to hear what you have to say.
Okay. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit. So I know some of the things that we were talking about as we were emailing one another was a topic that we haven't touched here today, and that's, and I may be saying exactly wrong what it's actually called, but the don't tell, don't ask rule. Has that changed any in the last couple of years?
Now, what actually, before he answers that, explain what actually is the don't tell, don't ask rule.
So I was going to actually let him explain it because I may say it wrong, but what I think it is if you are gay, that you don't necessarily have to tell everyone that you're gay, or you shouldn't tell everyone, because then there are some things that may happen to you. People are scared that things may happen to them. But I'll let him explain it in military terms what it is.
Okay.
Nick, are you there?
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Were you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly, but I can barely hear you, to be honest with you.
Okay. Okay, can you just hang up and call right back so we can be able to hear you good?
Sure, that's fine.
All right, thank you. I apologize. So while we're waiting for Nick to call back, we can have some shout-outs during this time. Anyone else have any other shout-outs they want to give?
Yes, I need to definitely give a shout-out to my military friends and family. I have to give a shout-out to Miss Tessie Wilmot. Her husband is Mr. Kip Wilmot, who is actually in the military right now. My friend Lawrence Pope, who is actually a retired Marine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Nick, are you able to hear us better now?
Hello? Nick? Hello?
I apologize, audience. We're having some technical issues here. So while we're waiting for him to come on, you can go ahead and with your shout-outs.
Oh, yeah, let me finish my shout-out, Liz. I actually wanted to give a shout-out. Oh, hold on. We're going to pause the shout-out list because we want him to come through.
Nick, can you hear us?
Nick, can you hear us?
Hello, Nick.
We're trying to see, can we get our caller
Back
to
online.
join in. Is he on now?
Yes, ma'am. It's Martez.
Oh, awesome. We can hear you a lot better now.
All right.
So what we were talking about, and maybe first before you began to talk about it, you can explain us what it is. What I said before you couldn't hear us, was we really wanted to talk about the don't ask, don't tell rule. Can you tell us exactly what that is, first of all, so the audience would know, and then tell us the stand that the military has on that at this time?
Right. I think the person that spoke on it a second ago gave an excellent explanation. It was basically just saying that, hey, if a person who's gay or whatever other type of sexuality besides being heterosexual was to advise to keep it to himself or herself so that that person can continue to serve in the military versus risking being discharged.
Okay. So has the military stand on that changed within the last few years? Is it better now?
I think it is. When I say we, obviously I'm a part of the military, so I'm including myself. I think we're doing moving in the right direction as far as being more acceptable to the LGBT community. I think we're probably a little bit behind when it came to accepting the LGBT community, but like I said, we're on the right path.
Right, because it's so important for everyone to be able to be tolerant of whatever your preference is. So, and I know that was so hard when you're in the military, because you have these gung-ho people who say that, I don't need to know what you are, or, and I'm sure you have probably trained with some of them, probably worked with some of them who did not want to know if their person was gay or if that person was a lesbian, and I have friends of all, so I'm tolerant of all of them. I don't think that's my job to judge people. But how do the personnel that you work around, are they able to openly discuss that now? Are they able to openly say that I am gay without being
Yes,
fear
ma'am.
of being discharged or anything like that?
Exactly, exactly. So they're open to just being themselves 24/7 around their coworkers. I believe maybe just a few days ago, the policy was listed for that was policy put in place rather for transgender. So that is acceptable for transgender military service members to be able to use male or female restroom. So we're moving in the right direction.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on talking about that. But first of all, we really appreciate your service. Is there anyone in your family, friends, or anyone else that you want to give a shout out to today for serving in the military, past or present?
Yes, I definitely would. My sister-in-law, Nicole Billups, she's currently serving in the Alabama National Guard. I'm sure she's doing good work down in Alabama.
Okay, awesome. We really appreciate it. I really appreciate Tanya for giving me your contact information and you for being so willing to come on and discuss this with us. We really appreciate you and your time. Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you. I'm humbled to be on the call.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Nick.
Stay safe.
All right,
Bye-bye.
y'all have a good
Please.
day. Thank you. Bye.
So we have two other callers that's coming on. If Tiffany Cooley and Shakira Carter can hear me, can y'all start calling in now so we can get you on before the end? It's like 8:33 now. We want to make sure we get you on because you have some great things that we want to hear you talk about.
Awesome. So before we get ready to go to break, I wanted to go ahead and to give my shout outs to my people. So again, I want to give a shout out to Miss Tessie Wilmot's husband, Mr. Kip Wilmot, a good friend of mine, Mr. Lawrence Pope, who's actually a retired Marine. I want to give a shout out to my own father, who's retired military, who's a veteran from the Army. I have my son, yay, who's in boot camp right now, who's in Marine boot camp. So I definitely want to give a shout out to him. Oorah, I'm one of them mamas. I want to give a shout out to, my uncles, my Uncle Charles, my Uncle John, and I have some more family members, but I'll go ahead and give those shouts out later. So we want to go ahead and take a quick break, and we will be back. Thank you.
Station in the world playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
I think that's Tiffany
Is that one of your
Cooley.
people? Okay.
I think that's.
Now we're out. Right. Instinct Radio. Hello.
Now it's up to
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Hello, thank you everyone for coming back to Success Radio. We appreciate you staying with us throughout the entire 2 hours. Do we have Miss Tiffany Cooley on the phone now? Can you hear us, Tiffany?
Calling you live. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Tiffany. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. We're going to let you introduce yourself first and tell us a little bit about your military background.
Okay. That's Sergeant Tiffany Cooley. I'm a member of the United States Army. I've been in the military for 13 years. I'm human resources. I started off in the Army as an Army Reserve soldier. I'm now what they consider to be Army Reserve National Guard active duty soldier, where I serve as the Reserve and National Guard.
Thank you so much for that. Tiffany actually was based here in Atlanta, and the last month she was sent to St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm missing them already. But Tiffany, talk about a little bit about being a reservist on active duty in the military, because a lot of people don't know that exists and they don't know what it is. So tell us a little bit about that.
I'm sorry, Kayl, I can barely hear you.
Do you have your phone on speaker?
No. I took it off speaker so that I can hear you guys better, because I can hardly hear you.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can hear you better now.
Okay. So can you talk about being a reservist on active duty? Because a lot of people don't know what that is, have never heard of that before, so they wouldn't know to ask, is that something they can do? So can you talk about that a little bit?
Call drop. Lost the caller.
Did we lose it?
Yeah.
Sound like she had a son in the background. Yeah. So we have to wait for the caller to call back in just one moment. Shakira Carter, can you begin to call us too in about the next 5 minutes, if you don't mind, please?
Call you live.
Hi, Tiffany.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so can you talk about being a reservist on active duty a little bit for us? Explain what that is and how other people can do that if they're in the reserves as well?
Yes, being the reservist on active duty, basically we service reserve soldiers. Right now I service reserve soldiers in the St. Louis, Missouri area. In order to do that, a reserve soldier would just need to go on the Human Resource Command's website and put in an application. And once they put in the application, they would just need 3 recommendation letters. Once they receive that, they'll be put on a board, and then the board will review their files. And it's a good program. You get the same benefits of being on active duty, but you're servicing soldiers that live a civilian life. They're police officers, school teachers, nurses, and doctors, and we basically manage all their records for them.
Awesome. That is awesome. So hopefully a lot of more will understand what that is and something that they can do if they want to come in and serve, but not really put in that, I want to do 4 years, I want to do 6 years active duty. If they're a little bit scared of that, that's something a reservist on active duty is something they can do to get their feet wet to find out if they really want to make a career out of the military, right?
Right.
And
we have a lot of soldiers that are students, and it's good benefits for them. It helps them pay for their education. So it is a very good program for people who want to get their education but want to show their respect and their love for their country.
Awesome. And I know you are going to school right now to finish your degree under the same thing, which is awesome. But it's also, once they become a reservist on active duty, does it help pay for housing or child care or anything like that as well?
Right. You do get a housing allowance to help you with your housing needs. And also, if you have small kids, you can always fill out the paperwork so that you can have the same benefits that an active duty soldier would have on post. So they just help you pay for the tuition expenses, because off post tuition is for child care is way higher.
Most definitely it is, especially if you have an advanced child like my little cousin. Of course, I have to give him a shout out, my Chasey Poo, that I'm missing like crazy now. He's been gone for a month from me. But Tiffany, we thank you so much for calling back in. I know we had some technical difficulties and we wasn't ready at the time when you called in, so thank you so much for calling back. We truly appreciate it. And I will talk to you all later on. Tiffany?
Thank you so much, and thank you guys for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you today.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you. We
you,
appreciate
Tiffany.
you.
Have a great night.
You too.
So we're waiting for one more caller to come on, Shakira Carter. We're waiting for you to call in, and I'm saying her name because I'm on Facebook Live, and hopefully she's looking at it,
Oh, okay.
and she'll know it's time for her to call in. She's actually in the Texas area in the
Okay.
active duty Army. So we're
Okay.
waiting for her to call in because we want to really talk about, and some of the things that we're going to talk about with her is she had to leave a baby, with family as she go overseas to help fight for our freedom.
Wow.
So I really
So
want to touch
hopefully, yeah.
bases and get people to see what our military personnel have to go through.
Right.
You know, when they
leaving their
sign
family,
up.
especially
Exactly.
women leaving their children.
The
And while we're waiting on
sacrifices.
that, I want to definitely finish giving my shout outs. I want to give a
Yes,
shout out,
ma'am.
like I said, to my uncles, Charles Robinson, who is actually retired military, John Robinson, who's also retired military. I don't know if I said my father or not, but if I
You
did,
said
we're going to do
before.
it
Can you
twice.
do it
Daddy. All right. Retired Army. There's actually a special person. Her name is Miss Vivian Mitchell. She was supposed to be a guest to come on in, but her and her family are not in town. So I definitely wanted to give a shout out to Miss Vivian Mitchell. She actually has a foundation called the Najee Foundation. She is the CEO and the founder and the CEO. She's actually an adjunct professor at Clark Atlanta University. So you go, girl. She's actually a disabled Army veteran. So she's currently teaming up with Bright from the Start to feed low-income youth. They're feeding them breakfast and lunch. This will be going on all the way up until the 23rd of July, 2016.
Awesome.
So if any, actually, they're looking for some sponsors that are, they're looking to partner with some sponsors, so that at-risk youth can receive free counseling and back-to-school supplies. So if
okay.
anybody is interested in getting with Miss Vivian Mitchell and the Najee Foundation, you can definitely contact her at, this is her website, NajeeFoundationInc.org, and that's spelled Naji FoundationInc.org. And then you guys can reach out to her and her foundation and see exactly, what they're looking for, what they need, and you want to offer sponsorship or back to school supplies or anything like that. I'm sure that Miss Mitchell and her foundation will be happy to hear from you all, because we're getting ready to start. When does school start back for the kids? August, right?
August.
The beginning.
The first week of
Children
August.
at
I can't
age, so I
remember
don't
because
know.
I don't
The
have
first
to do
week
it
of
anymore.
August.
Okay, the first week of August.
So yeah, school starts back like the first week of August. So we want to start getting with these
It is
organizations that are
soon.
actually offering some things to our children. We want to get them off to the right, for the right start, and also partake in that free breakfast and lunch for the kids for the summer. So if anybody is interested in that, also contact her through her foundation. Once again, it is the Najee FoundationInc.org. NAJI FoundationInc.org.
So I have a couple of more shout outs to do as well while we're waiting for our call. You have some as well?
I do, but you
You
go
go
ahead.
right ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go right
Again,
ahead.
I want to shout out my father, Herbert Kendrick, who was in the Army, fought in the Korean War. I have one of my son's best friend. Her name is Nicole Kenner. She's in active Army. She's been to one war, and so she's active now. She's over in Kuwait, I think, right now.
Okay.
Okay. Then I have my cousin, Chandra Johnson, U.S. Army. She did 2 wars. She's retired. Elliot Turner, one of my classmates, U.S. Army, retired. Willie Yarborough, one of my classmates, U.S. Army, retired. My brother, Victor Kendrick, he's a U.S. Army vet. Another one of my classmates, Edward Thornton, U.S. Army, and he's still active. I think he's like 31 years right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then my cousin, Leo Vinson, he's veteran, but he's done 2 wars, and he's dealing with the Agent Orange.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I want to send a shout out to them and to thank them for their services and to tell them that I love them, and all the other veterans or active duties or anybody, any type of service that you've done, you know, we just want to thank you and let you know that we appreciate your sacrifice, and we just want to thank your family, you know, for just hanging in there,
Right.
you know, while you were gone.
Takes
Exactly.
Yeah.
some.
So I want to shout out Thomas Phillips. He's an uncle of mine. He is actually a veteran, had been in the military ever since I was a little girl. And he was one of those true military people. You knew when you saw him that he was in the military. Me and my husband have so many stories from him when we were dating, the things that he would do and stuff. So we appreciate him as well. One of my uncle who has passed on, his name is Jerry Dixon. He was a veteran as well. He passed away, I think 3 years ago now. But we appreciate him and his family for all the sacrifices. He only had one daughter, and he had to leave his daughter in order to go in and fight in wars and things. And you know, that's when you notice when your family comes home that is so important for family members to support them and be able to say, you know what, we need to make sure we get you, stop all this hiding this stuff, and you know what happens in this family stays in this family. No, it doesn't. It doesn't stay in your family, because it's going to come to just like a bump. It's going to fester up and it's going to burst. So everyone is going to know about it at that time. So stop telling your people they can't get therapy. I don't care if you're black, white, green, yellow, blue. If you've been in the military, if you have been in war, you need to go and have some therapy done.
Exactly.
And it's up to your family to talk to you and encourage you to go and get that help that's needed. So I just wanted to say that. But also, my uncle, James Hale, he has passed on, another angel in the sky for us. But he was in the military as well. And all of my classmates from Wolfpack 88 from Viger High School, Mobile, Alabama, it was a lot of us. They did not put it on Facebook. I don't know why. But it was a lot of us who served in the military from my classmates. So thank you to all of you all who probably, I've seen some of you on Facebook Live. So thank you all for coming in and supporting us. Thank everyone for coming in and supporting us. We really see us looking at your Facebook Live, looking at the people that I have on Facebook Live, to see how important it is that other people want to say, we appreciate our military personnel. That is so important.
Right. That makes you feel good.
It
and
does.
It makes the military feel good too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? To hear
exactly.
the shout outs and like, oh, okay, I don't have to wait till a certain time of the year for
Exactly.
somebody. You know what I mean? Like people actually know who
Yes,
I am, you know,
exactly.
and my people actually appreciate me. So we
Exactly.
appreciate,
Something that I see a lot of people do, and I know when Tiffany was here, she I kept her son a lot sometimes for her, and when she would be in her military uniform, people would say,
Thank
you know, I really appreciate your service. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for keeping us to having our freedom and our independence. I think that's so important for them to hear that, because I don't know what it is when some people see people in the military, they feel like they have it all together, they're making all of this money, and they don't think about all these struggles that they're really going through.
Right.
So them sometimes just hearing someone say, a stranger say, thank you, I appreciate you.
Right.
That
Exactly.
is so important to them.
Exactly.
Just like they were saying, you know, you look at all of these little movies on Facebook, and Shakira Carter, we're still waiting for you. But as we're looking through some of these little Facebook videos that you see, you know, our military personnel who are away from their families, so they're sending all their money home for the family members to take care of their children, to take care of their
Exactly.
wives. And what are they eating? The 25-cent noodles. What are those romaine noodles
Exactly.
that they're eating, and because they can't afford anything else? But you really think just
Exactly.
because they're serving that the government is giving them all of this money, and they're not, they're sacrifices.
Right.
So
No.
that's why these different organizations are out here for us to support, so that we can help our military personnel, so that we can help our veterans out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and you
important.
know what? And I want to give a shout out to our First Lady,
Okay.
Michelle Obama, because she have really made light of a lot of things that's going on in the military. You know, because back when a lot of the Army people came home from the Vietnam War, you know, they were like bothers to us.
Yeah.
You know, people didn't honor them. People didn't make sure that they got the help. Oh, what's wrong with you? You should be able to snap out of this. You know, And then so after we had the other wars, then we had people, younger people that came up and said, hey, we need to embrace them. We need to help them. And then First Lady Michelle Obama made that her platform.
Awesome.
You know, this is what we need to do. She went out and she talked to the military families. You know, it's because she had the same perception. A lot of people think military people make money. No, no, they don't make a lot of money.
Exactly.
You'll be surprised at how much money they get.
Exactly.
You know, and the thing about it is, you know, she came up and she said, look, these people are hurting. You know, we have fathers being gone. I had a friend that we were in church, and her husband had been gone 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And she cried because he was coming home. And I said, why are you crying? He coming home. She said, he's been gone so long, I don't know how to live with him.
Yeah. Totally.
And I don't want us
That
to break
is-
up.
Because
You
he had
know,
been through a lot of things in 5 years,
Exactly.
right? He's a totally different
Exactly.
person, and she probably
And
is too.
she was home, running the home and stuff like that.
As a single person.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
single person, and raising the kids, and the kids listening to her. So she was really scared for him to come home because she didn't want her marriage to, you know, to break up.
Wow.
So she was asking the church to help them. You know, we need counseling, we need this, we need that, but we
Well,
don't
She
military
knew
think
go
enough
through
to
about
so
ask.
much.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And we
Our
don't think about
military
the
go through
sacrifices
so
that they
much,
give. Right.
and the depression is the biggest thing because even if you're not in the military, a lot of businesses and a lot of people don't recognize depression as being a real thing.
Exactly.
But it is real
situation.
because they say what you say, snap out of it. You can snap out of it. Now I am one of those people who can say just snap out of it because I feel like my strength is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But everyone is not like me, and I also recognize that as well.
Exactly.
But we all fight against that, and everyone has to handle it differently. But depression is real.
Yeah.
If people don't understand that, you can't help your people.
Right.
Depression is real. Jobs need to start recognizing that a little bit more.
Exactly.
I know people who have lost their jobs because they were depressed, and the job really thought it's because they were so slacker.
Exactly.
You know, and they give them a little time off work.
Yeah.
But then they come back and they treat them differently. But you can't. It is a real disease, just
It
like it is
is.
for our military personnel.
It is. It's like a chemical imbalance. A lot of people don't know this, but I have MS, and I was paralyzed for 2 years.
Oh wow.
I was so active, going everywhere I wanted to go, and then I had problems walking. Couldn't go nowhere. Couldn't drive. Couldn't do nothing. Stayed in the hospital 42 days to learn how to live in a wheelchair.
Wow.
So, the first thing I did was said, you know, Lord, I need help. And I went out and I went to the psychiatrist, the community psychiatrist, you know, the one they send you to. And bless their heart, they mean well, but it's not enough money going into those systems for them to help the type of people that are coming in there. So finally, I went to a private psychiatrist, and it helped me a whole lot. It helped me to be able to deal with life and, you know, and to deal with, okay, suppose I never walk again. You know, I was blessed. I worked hard, and I got back on my feet. But with MS, you never know from day to day. You don't know how your life's thing with people when they come back from military. It's a life traumatic event, you know, to see things happen. And then you say, oh, they're going to be okay. They're going to be, no, they're not going to be okay. You need to listen to them. When they're saying stuff to you, you need to listen to them. They're
That's what it's
crying
about,
out for
listening.
help. But you can't be selfish and say, well, I went through this and I was all right.
Exactly.
Because it's not the same thing.
It's not.
It's not the same thing. So, to all my veterans out there that deal with depression or whatever you're dealing with, you know, any kind of illness, limb, anything. If you need help, get help.
Exactly.
It's available to you. Just go, you know, don't let nobody shame you out of not going to get that help.
Exactly.
Because it helped me.
Exactly. It does
And I
help.
know it'll help you.
So I guess we're going to miss Miss Shakira because it is getting to be close to our ending time.
Right.
But I just want to just say a little bit about what I know that she dealt with, about another minute of it. She had to leave her daughter. Her daughter was no more than an arm baby, a couple of months old. And she not only had to leave her daughter once, but 3 times with different people because she had to go and serve her country. After, you leaving your daughter for, I think her daughter was like 3 or 4 when she finally came back from after, extended stays. Her daughter didn't know who she was.
Right.
Did she know how to be a mother to this child? Because she had never been a mother to her. Can you imagine what she went through? So I wanted to say that so people just can see the sacrifices that our military people are actually giving up for our freedom. This freedom does not come free to us. This is something other people have paid for us. They have fought for us, and their families have sacrificed their family members so that we can have this freedom. So I just wanted to say that little bit about, because some people just don't believe that, they go, what's the big deal? She had to leave a child, a newborn little girl, in the care of somebody else, not knowing, because, being a mother, you never know if anyone is going to, because no one else is going to take care of your child like you take care of your child. Let me just say it like that. So you don't know how your child is being taken care of. You're just hoping for the best because those people raised you. But can you imagine she's going in fighting for her country and at the same time thinking about her child? But she had to focus because she's out there where bullets are flying everywhere and she's seeing friends' heads and stuff like that. So she had to be mentally prepared before she even got her daughter back. She had to go get some counseling before she got her daughter back so that she can be the mother that she wanted to be before she, got pregnant.
And then
before
have to
she
go
had to
through learning
leave.
how to be a mother to a child that doesn't know you.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother,
and a wonderful
type of
relationship they
situation.
have now. So happy
great.
for them, but they're in Texas now. So thank you, Shakira. Even though you couldn't join us, we appreciate you.
We
Amen.
appreciate
We
you,
appreciate you.
darling. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and end our show. We have talked about some of everything dealing with the military. We've talked about the military family and the actual deployment. We've talked about the military family and infertility. We've talked about life after the military, how to, regroup. We've talked about military and entrepreneurship. We have talked about military and the don't ask, don't tell rule, and where they are with that and how far they've come with that situation. So we have touched on pretty much a lot of gamuts. Not yet. We have done it all. So we hope that we have done the military, justice. We've done the shout outs. We appreciate you. We just wanted to let people know on this radio, Success Radio, that we appreciate our military. We appreciate the families that are sacrificing, for us to be able to have our freedom. And no, it shouldn't be just a certain day out of the year that we, give homage to you. So we appreciate you all. I want to give a special thank you to Miss Keisha Rivers from I Am Flavor for allowing us
Keisha,
to join that team.
Thank you so much.
So we really appreciate you. We want to extend a special thank you to Instinct Radio.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys as well for allowing us to have Success TV. I'm sorry, Success Radio on. I personally want to thank the producer Net for putting up with her, because Lord, she. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. So we do thank you. I want to give a special thank you and shout out to our special in-studio guest, Miss Tanya Bryant and the Braxtons. So we do appreciate you. I want to give a special shout out to Miss Marie Harris, who called in, one of our calling guests, and the other calling guest, the other two,
Cooley,
Miss Tiffany Cooley,
and Nick Martez,
and what's his name?
Nick Martez,
and Mr. Nick Martez. We want to thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, I have one.
And get ready to go. You want to do one more shout out? Go ahead.
I want to do a shout out to LaRonda Gray. She's Air Force active, 28 years strong.
Oh, is she still in it? Is she still in the military?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Awesome.
Shout out to you. Thank
and
you,
I just
honey.
want to make sure everyone, keep joining us every second Sunday on Success Radio.
Please.
Right.
Next month, everything is tentative, but we think we're going to be talking about Stop the Violence on next month. And the month after that, we're going to dedicate our platform to our teachers. So we're always going to be talking about something interesting on Success Radio. We're always going to have awesome guests. So please come back and join us every second Sunday from 7 to 9.
7 p.m. to 9
7
p.m.
to 9.
If there's something that you want to hear, something that you guys want to talk about, a subject matter that would be of interest to you, or if you want to be a special guest, please email me at info@southernbellent.com. Once again, info@southernbellent.com. So if you want to be a special in-studio guest, a call-in guest, or if you have a subject that is near and dear to your heart that you want us to discuss, please email us and we will get that on.
Thank you.
right.
Thank
you,
you.
everyone. Everyone have a wonderful night.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful
Thank you
night.
for tuning in. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Ooh, baby. No one ever said it'd be easy, baby. Yeah. Yeah. Girl, I wanna take the time and thank you just for putting up with me. And I'm sorry that you even had to deal with me. And even though I made you cry, I wanna make it right. Just give me some time to make it right. I go the extra mile to make you smile and just to make your day. I'll go out my way, I'll do whatever it takes. Baby, promise me you'll stay, baby. Would you just stay, baby? Stay with me. Baby, won't you stay with me? I know that I messed up over 1,000 times, but somehow I changed your mind. And now that we're here, I just